Hi everyone, I'm creating this little video real quick as an overview on how to use our new CRM. Now, just to give you a brief overview, this CRM includes all the softwares we were using in the past, all separately. So from Spodio door knocking app basically for lead generation, then using the pipeline, using the CRM as a database, then also for appointment setting, scheduling, and reminders. Then the next step for the presentation and system building up to the project and proposal status, and then even the financing and so forth. Everything is now in one platform for us. So we were working hard on this, and it's to 95% done. There are a couple of little things we are still working on in the background, so bear with us a little bit. If not all the functions are working exactly the way we wanted it, but you can use it already. It's fully functional to that extent that you can sell solar systems with it. So let me walk you through this. So when you open the CRM the first time, or every time you open it, you see here new lead. So when you click on a new lead, you are able to put the customer data in. So you see here it opened 4 or 5 different tabs. So now the lead tab, appointments, proposals, shops, and referrals. So also you see here you could click on Spanish speaker. Now let's put a name in. Let's call that person David Test. And here is a search box for the address, and you will see that it's going to populate the address right away. So I put in an address. And when I found the right address, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to be populated automatically in the fields. And I also see here a map for this property. So when I'm door knocking or getting my leads, I speak to somebody who I just met in, wherever I canvas, I can put the data in right away. Then here I put the phone number in, mobile number, and you see the red asterisk means the email address is required. Then the next step is to put in the company. Obviously, Solar Energy Consulting will pop up, or your own company if you have a dealer agreement with us. Then appointment setter name, you can select any of your appointment setters or reps you can put on it. I leave this blank for right now. Then qualified status is already preset. You could change it if you find out later on they don't own the house, they were lying to you, then you can disqualify the lead. It's preset to qualified. Then here lead type, presentation, or lead. Acceptance status, if you accept that lead or not. That's an internal thing. You can leave it blank if you want. Some lead notes, so you can put in after a brief discussion with the customer. When you are fact finding, you can put notes in here. Then further down on the bottom, you see you could upload your utility bills or the utility usage directly. And here, very important, is also with the red asterisk, the sales rep name. So obviously you would put your name in there. I'm going to my name in there for right now. And when I click save and close, then you see how the lead is being populated, and you have the whole lead information now on your fingertips. Now, if you want to go back and want to edit this lead, you can go here to edit, and it will open again, and you can edit it. You could email it, or even when you click on more, you can copy it or new notification or print it. Now, if you have another lead, you just click on the new lead right here, and you would add a new lead as well. Now, let's stay in this lead, and I'm going to show you what you can do from here. So you can, first of all, you can click on appointments. And you can create, when you're on the phone with a customer, you can create now an appointment. You click on edit. As you can see here, you cannot add anything so far. So you have to click here on edit this appointment. And that's when everything opens up, and you can select the month, let's say 6th of June, presentation time, 6 p.m. And then you can put some notes in there. And you can save and close. Now, when you see here this presentation box, it's not connected yet. It's going to be in the future that when you click on that, then the presentation will start. So you will be at the presentation point and you can show the customer all the information we are sharing with them through the presentation. So I'm not going to do that now. I just was on the phone with the customer. I selected the appointment with him. Now I go to save and close, and now I do have a new appointment. Now let's say I go to the customer and now I have to reschedule for whatever reason. I can do that here by going to edit, or if this appointment sticks, then I can click on presentation. Not right now. Again, this button is not hot yet, but so far right now you just go to the normal presentation URL, and but in the future you just click this button. So now let's go click further. The customer says, this is awesome. It looks like I want to go solar. All right, we go to proposals and we build an ownership proposal right here. So we click on that. And now the customer's name and his address and everything is already populated. And you see also that here are new tabs opening up right now. So one is the lead, which we are looking at right now. And now we got to go to utility. And we select the utility information from the customer. If he's the one on the monthly bill, yes or no. Then you also can choose how you want to put in the annual kilowatt hours by annual total, or how do you want to put in the kilowatt hours by annual total or daily average or monthly average or monthly total. So the way most of you guys are used to is you call PG&E and you put in the kilowatt hours manually like that. In the future, we are going to have API behind all this so that the customer only has to put in the information for their online login for PG&E, and then automatically it pulls the information. But right now you put it in by hand. Let's say, just to speed it up here a little bit, I put in the usage, kilowatt usage annually, the bill amount annually, and save and close. And you see that on the tab summary, the field finance program is required. So I cannot finish yet here. You see this is red, so I still have to go through this. So now I started with utility. I put all the information in. Let's go to the next tab, which is the system. So the system knows now that the customer is with PG&E and what his usage is. And now you build a system for this customer. The first tab here is existing roof material. It's pre-selected to shingles, but let's say it's a ground mount. Then you see here the adder started of 40 cents for ground mount. This way, everything, all the adders are behind the CRM already added in, and whatever you select, you will never be in the situation that by accident you forget an adder. So we go back to shingles. That's the most common. There's no adder on either. And now here is a panel type. You can select with the customer which panel you want to sell to him. Most customers don't really have a clue which panel to choose. And when you open the drop down, you will only be able to select one of the panels which is readily available as of today right now. So there's nothing that you have to tell the customer, well, in 6 months we have other panels. No, you sell the ones we have right now, so the customer does not have to wait. You don't even need to talk about panels which are not here yet. So for instance, we take the QCell 315 and you see there's a 10 cents adder. You see that here. It is pre-selected to Solar Edge inverter. If the customer requires an end phase, we can have that too. But I recommend really to go with the Solar Edge with optimizers. It is the better system outcome. And then you see, since we put the panel size in 315 watts, you see that the CRM automatically populated 24 panels are needed. Now this is automatically populated. You could override if you want by clicking this override checkbox. That means that when the customer, for instance, says, I'm planning to get a new HVAC system, saves me probably 15-20% on my AC, then you can lower the amount of panels. Instead of 24, let's say just 22, and you're overriding that calculation. Now, for the sake of this explanation, we skip this for right now. You see here also we have the base price per watts at $4. We have the adder of 10 cents. This is why it shows $4.10. Later on, you can also change the end result of total cost, but I will cover that in just a second. So then you can override the price per watts also here already if you want. You can put a different price per watts in if you want to do that. If you want to sell for $4.50, for instance, then you can do that as well. So then, very important, you see also here, and this is all happening after the presentation, obviously, you see also the add-ons. So let's say the customer says, you know what, I need a new roof, I need a cool roofing. Then you put in, here it shows right now the livable square foot number. So for instance, I put in 3,000 square feet, and then it will populate $24,000 for that roof. We are working on it right now because most of you guys are used to put in the squares of the roof, and everybody knows how to calculate that. So this will be updated in just a little bit, so bear with us. So automatically $24,000 for the roof. It's including the gutters and downspouts. Then also you can add battery backup. For instance, for this house, it's $9,000. We are going to add also the LED crystal battery selection. That's possible too. Then main panel upgrade. We have that option as well. So just in case he needs a main panel, you can select if it's a surface mount or flush. Most people have a flush mount. And then if it needs to be relocated or not. In most cases, it does not have to be relocated. And you see it's an add of $2,000. So you will never be calculating in front of the customer. The system does everything for you. Now here you see the 25-year production guarantee. You can add that. That's $1,000 extra. Also, we are going to have a button to select for lifetime warranty on the solar panels. That's an additional $1,000. In the past, we had it all included. Nobody really took care of it, and nobody really appreciated it. This is why we have it as an add-on, as a click button, just in case you are selling it. Then the customer sees the value of that as well. Then energy efficiency upgrades, attic package, which is insulation and air sealing. Attic removal, all the insulation which is in there, we take that out. Asbestos, sometimes we come across asbestos pipes, especially when we do HVAC systems. Sometimes we need to take the asbestos exhaust pipes off and put different ones there. That costs obviously money, so then you see, let's say it's a pipe and debris, $900. So it's everything is already pre-selected or pre-calculated. You don't have to ask your manager for any numbers. It's all in there. It's very easy. Then also you see here the Nest thermostat, for instance, because that's what we're always talking about. One Nest thermostat, $400. We can also install it for that customer, so disregard the installation. We can do that. Ring doorbell, a smart lock for the front door, smart Wi-Fi, color changing LEDs, all the normal white LEDs. For instance, the customer says, hey, you know what, give me 20 of those LED bulbs, and I'm sure that they know how to install LED lights. Then just in case you find something which is not in here right now, and for instance the LED crystal batteries, you can put them under miscellaneous down here, and you put in here LED crystal 9.4 kilowatts, and then we know what it is, and we put it in for 16,500 retail, so it's all in there. Now take it off now, just for show purposes. Then also here, new AC and furnace. When you click on that, you see recommended for this house, because I put the square footage in of 3,000. For this house, the recommended tonnage is a 5 ton. Just in case, you could select something else, but let's say we go with a 5 ton install type, replace the HVAC and ducts, or HVAC only, or relocate HVAC, and so forth. So you can select the right choices here. Right now we only have the 15 series 92% furnace in here, so disregard that. There will be a drop down with different selections like 98% and an 18 series, for instance. Okay, so if you want to sell the HVAC right now, just go to the miscellaneous, put in the text HVAC with duct change or not, and put in the cost, and we sell it for $5,500 per ton. So that will be input here then. Okay, so now I go to save and close, and it says on the tab summary, the field finance program is required. So you see you cannot even progress without taking care of that, so not in the middle of it. So now we click on summary, and it's asking us for the finance options. So as you can see here, we are funding programs, funding partners. Please click on that and get familiar with all those partners we have. I will show you just in a minute. Almost everybody is in there already. We basically are partners with all the finance companies out there. Everything through this back office now available. So when you click on finance partner, then it lets you select check or credit card, dividend, energy loan network, Hero, LoanPal, and so forth. So you are familiar with most of them. E3 it will be added very shortly as well. Let's go to LoanPal, for instance, and then it will, when you click on finance program, it will only show you the LoanPal options. So also here again, everything, the dealer fee, merchant fees, they're all already in the background, and you will not forget to put them on. This is a good thing. The customer doesn't even see that. You will not forget about it. You will not be showing a price to the customer before this is all selected. So it's a much easier way of selling right now. So let's say we go with a 20-year term. You see down here, it shows sub 650, so that means this is only for customers with a bad credit score, lesser than 650. Only use that really if the customer is not qualified for anything else, because it has a 30% dealer fee on it. So let's say it's a customer is not that bad. Here's a 2.99, for instance, 20 years. And we don't really care what's the dealer fee on that is, because we will not forget it, because the system puts it on automatically. So now, since I selected this 20-year with a 2.99%, you see the summary. The savings is 104% solar offset. System size is 7.56 kilowatts. The kilowatt hour production each year, and then 24 Q cells, solar edge inverter, roof mounting system. Package price $40,000. $12,000 for the tax credit, and $28,000 net cost. Then with the selected finance options, the initial payment or the monthly payment will be $160. If the customer keeps the $12,000 tax credit for himself, then it will be $231 a month. So in this moment, you can select with the customer, hey, you know what, that's pretty high. Is there something else? And then you can play around with it, maybe go to a pace calculation. Which has 30 years instead of 20. Then also here it shows 14 cents per kilowatt. If he puts the 30% tax credit in, if he keeps the 30% tax credit, then he basically pays 20 throughout the financing. It's basically 20 cents per kilowatt, coming from 40 cents. Now, keep in mind, if you put other products in this bundle, HVAC system or whatnot, then obviously these numbers are off, because the financing is higher than just solar itself. Then you can also override the kilowatt production or set the total price. When you click on this, then you can change the price to whatever you want, if you want to sell it for a little bit higher or lesser. So, but this keeps you safe here. So you see that we are presetting the system that you are selling not below $4 per watts. And now with all the finance charges and adders and so forth, we are looking at $5.34 per watts. Now, this is an expensive financing options. Obviously, if we want to go with something else, let's say we go with 4.49, then you see it goes below $5 per watts, financing included. And you see here the monthly payment is $171. So now I can go to save and close when the customer says, awesome, that sounds good, I want to do this. This is $30 less than what I pay right now for PG&E. Perfect, then let's move forward. So now I can click on documents, and I will find all the documents right here. So we have the finance documents first, then the proposal, and a little bit lower we have the purchase agreement, either a double signer for a couple or a single signer, then you don't need to click on this. So the installation agreement is right here. And then if the DocuSign doesn't show up here right away, you click first on the installation agreement and then you refresh the page, then the DocuSign will pop up right here. So everything on one platform and everything right on your fingertips. So here let's start with the finance papers. So when you click on that, automatically it will be populated with all the data from the customer directly to the finance company, and you just need to basically fill out a couple of missing information here. It's not that much, like the birthday, last four of the social, and so forth. And then here you got to check those check marks, and on the bottom the customer can sign it, and as soon as I click approve, it would be sent to the financing company, and they will within a couple of minutes shoot back an email directly to you and the customer if this customer is approved or not. Now while we are waiting on that, we go back to the documents and we click on the proposal, and we can basically show the customer all the details from the proposal, everything what we spoke about. So you see here the test customer, you see here your information, and you can print it out to show to the customer. You can email it to him. A couple of things what the customer doesn't read anyways, but here is the summary of whatever the customer agreed to. And then you remember when I clicked on the Q-Cell solar panels, I selected those. So whatever panel I selected, the spec sheets of that panel will show up here in the proposal. And also the inverter what I selected will show up here too. Then a little bit further down, we see the financial summary, 0 upfront cost, and so forth. So you can email that or print it out to the customer. Also here timeline and so forth. All right. Then we go back, and the next document here is the installation agreement. You can click on it and it will instantly show the customer the installation agreement with all details. And last but not least, right after that, you refresh this page, go back to the documents, and then the DocuSign will pop up right here. You click on it and send it out to the customer. He will have everything within a couple of minutes in his email inbox, and you can take it from there. So the last but not least, the last part is after he signs the documents, then you can call us right away in our headquarters and schedule a site visit right there and then when you're with the customer. That's it. That's so far our CRM. Like I said, everything on one platform. The whole sales process is very compromised now on this platform. It's very easy to do, and you have all the documents pre-filled out. It's very easy to use, and let me know if you have any questions. All right.